Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Cars Casually. We're talking about something fun today. We were talking about Toyota becoming thing to drive. Toyota has been making inroads into the sport world with their Le Mans driving car, with their Le Mans cars, with their Gazoo Racing. We now know how to pronounce Gazoo. It's Gazoo. And now they're bringing the line into the Philippines. They're bringing it in with, at first, the most popular car in the market, which is the Vios. We're going to be talking about the Toyota Vios GR Sport and all the little things that are going along with it. So we are handing off to Chris. How'd you like the car?
Well, first of all, we were really excited because we thought it was another GR, but that's that's something else entirely. But we were skeptical, to be honest, because when we saw photos online, we were apprehensive. We saw photos online. We didn't. Well, I personally didn't like the design too much. I don't know about you guys.
Same.
But
it was like, could be better.
But then when we saw it in person, I told Nix, and Nix can testify. I told him, well, it looks a lot better in person.
Yeah.
That's
actually,
true.
let me try to look for a press photo so we can compare it.
Actually, the first time I saw it, I did not. I drove up early on, and I saw it driving down the road. Okay, so my first view of it was it actually driving down the road. And I got to say, it actually looked good. It looked like a Vios that was hotted up, which it is, visually at least. It driving down the road does get attention. It parked does get attention. The photos we saw perhaps didn't do it justice. You are correct, Chris.
Yeah.
No, but it definitely looks a lot better in person. When you look at photos, the body kit looks more exaggerated than it really is. It looks more. It looks more Fast and the Furious than it really is. But when you see it in person, you can see that it's actually done pretty tastefully.
Yeah,
I super agree with that.
Yeah. So
who had time driving it?
I think all of us equally.
Paolo had the most time behind the wheel, I think, because he was the one adjusting it and driving it to our different shoot locations. But you can tell here from this photo what the changes are mostly. You got the wheels.
It's really in the body
of course, that really imposing grille.
Yeah.
And
you have the blackout wheels, door handles, grille, and the side mirrors. So like at first, I understand. I agree with everyone that it might have looked a bit too much in the press photos, but when we saw it in person, it actually looked subtle.
Yeah. It was really well put together design-wise.
Yeah.
Like whoever designed it was really keen on making it like it's equal parts subtle and imposing. Like when you look close to it, it becomes imposing. But when you look at it as a whole, it's subtle, and I really like that.
Yeah.
In terms of drive,
in terms of drive,
it drove like a normal Vios. I mean, they didn't really change much in it.
Which is not a bad thing. But
now there's not a bad thing. I mean,
no, it's a good thing. It's a trusted thing.
It's one of the most trusted models in the country for quite a while now.
It's the best-selling car in the country.
Best-selling.
I mean,
it
is the number one car in the country.
Yeah. So,
what
across
Toyota
all
said about
categories.
What Toyota said about it was that it is the strongest selling vehicle, and people do have expectations, and we want to address those expectations with a little bit more fun, but without making it not exactly what people want. And if they want more, then there is more to come.
Yeah. You have a shot of the rear?
Oh yeah,
Just
rear.
to show everyone what the rear looks like.
I like that lip spoiler over there. I like the and the rear bumper. That's what sold me. Like the front, I was like, okay, that's pretty good. And when they went to the back, I'm like, I'm sold with this GR Sport.
I want to see what in white.
Yeah, I was thinking
Ooh,
that.
yes.
I was thinking
Yes.
exactly that.
Yeah.
I was thinking exactly that. It's gonna look really nice in white. That contrast.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, or maybe have that rear spoiler painted color match as well. No.
I think
no
sleeper look.
Yeah.
You can the sleeper
Francis.
route.
That's why Francis is here all the time now.
It kind of like stands out when it's black. If it's color match, I think it will look more cleaner.
Okay,
Francis, what do people do with Vios?
Okay.
Well, the good thing is that although they didn't change the engine, it's the same engine. and the suspension is just practically the same. There are aftermarket coilover kits for the Vios, even the big brake kit up front, and your aftermarket intake exhaust plus a remap will. It's currently rated at 104 horsepower or 106 PS, right?
Yeah, somewhere there.
So I guess
yes.
with some bolt-ons and a remap, I think 110, 120 max should be easily attainable for that.
Easily attainable. So the 120 is conservative.
Yeah. Considering you're just putting on a simple, bolt-on intake and exhaust, But then what's really interesting is that when you Toyota says it has a tuned suspension right now. Is there a difference between the old Vios and this one?
Not noticeable for my end.
Not noticeable. Because Toyota says it has a sport tuned suspension. Even in the website. So I'm just curious if there's really a difference.
Wow.
Well, at the same time, we haven't extensively tested it, so that's left to be debatable for the meantime. But as far as I tried it, not noticeable.
But I think the 17-inch rims and tires help a lot with the handling of this Vios GR.
Yeah, for sure. And it's good looking. Look at this. Wait, let me get the close up. Boom.
Yeah, those were the 17-inch rims.
Diba?
Yeah, Turanzas. The disappointing thing about this Vios is that it only comes in the automatic variant.
No.
The CVT 10-speed.
10-speed CVT.
No, but Carl, you did mention though you can buy the body kit separately, right?
Yes. Correct.
So,
depending on the model and so on, but yes, and so you could actually remember their answer is that they're just addressing the people who buy the most cars in the country, right? And they buy this car, so they don't want to venture too far from that with this particular model, and they will be venturing much further. As a matter of fact, in the actual discussion on this in a room, they were saying they were kind of prodding people to ask about what's next, because they do have stuff that's what's next, but it's just not official.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess what Toyota did was they introduced this as the top of the line because that's what people will probably get at that price point. But giving also the option for those who have that special request, I want it manual and I want it with this GR Sport body kit.
This does essentially replace the TRD as the new top of the line. And that's also what they offered with the TRD. They offered it as a standalone model, but you could order the body kit separately.
And they are, I don't know if I mentioned this, but they are moving from TRD to Gazoo.
Gazoo.
Yeah.
So that actually brought a wave of pain to a lot of us because oh no, TRD is gone.
Actually, TRD is still there. Actually, TRD is divided into two. You have TRD Technocraft, which is focused on Japanese cars lang. Then you have TRD USA, which is still there. They produce parts for the Lexus and stuff, and they're also involved in the NASCAR TRD thing. Diba? So it's still there.
Where does where does GR
Gazoo Racing produces factory tuned cars straight from the Gazoo Racing facility. That's what's different from the TRD and this Gazoo Racing.
Okay.
It's like the TT, the Toyota Team Europe racing team before, where they produce those works factory rally cars.
Yep.
It has progressed into what Gazoo Racing is now.
So basically,
I think what they're trying to do is bring TRD, which is Toyota Racing, right? Is it Toyota Racing Development? Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're trying to bring that into their actual racing activities. And not so much their commercial cars.
Yeah. Well, TRD is more concentrated in the States, while the Gazoo Racing is concentrated for motorsports, which is why they have their Farida car,
It's always been a complicated, confusing.
So they're two separate departments. They're two separate departments, basically.
For TRD, there are two separate departments. You have TRD Technocraft, which is in Japan, and you have TRD USA, which is unfortunately, it's more concerned for Lexus and with the NASCAR Cup thing in the States. Gazoo Racing, on the other hand, is concentrated on producing factory race vehicles.
Okay. Kasi
For
I
the
thought
effort, for the WRC Yaris, Gazoo Racing makes these cars down.
I thought I thought Gazoo was under TRD. It's not the case.
No, it's
it's their
different.
separate. Okay. So for everyone
Interesting
watching,
also, Gazoo means garage in Japan. I mean, the way they explain Gazoo means garage, which is sort of like, their in-house skunk works team where they develop the race cars.
Nice.
Nice.
Gazoo means garage.
Okay, so just pointing out, that's my favorite part of the car, that rear
the
bumper.
Yeah,
Jeez, that's good looking. Okay,
Yeah.
let's hop into the inside though. Let's hop into the inside. We're like it's not because the GR Sport is more than just like outside body kit. There's also stuff inside.
Yeah, actually, what I'm interested in is the seats. How do the seats actually feel?
Yes.
Good.
It's a mix of synthetic leather and suede, and it has red stitching. The same material, like Chris said, it's not leather, but it feels like at least synthetic leather for me on the steering wheel and on the gear lever. Especially on the gear lever, I was really impressed because I never really expected to have like a soft material on the gear lever of a Vios, and it was there with red stitching.
Red stitching.
It also has Apple CarPlay now and Android Auto. It has clearance sensors 360. It has 7 airbags. The dashboard though, the construction of the dashboard remains the same. So it still has that fake stitching that the Vios has had for a while now.
This one, not
that, that one over there. Yeah. So that remains there. But a lot of the changes are on the seats of the steering wheel, gear lever, and on the seats. Especially on the seats, they feel really nice.
Yeah,
and a bit sporty because of the suede. Yeah.
Very breathable material, very nice feeling fabric also. Very
Actually, that's why I think the rear is like the leather, and then the front seats is the combination. Here, look.
Yes.
You can see it, diba? So and based on this headrest, because it doesn't say your GR Sport, where on the body kit it says GR Sport. I don't know if Toyota can tell us, like, did they source this from like the GR Yaris? At least the headrest? Yeah.
It's very possible. Yeah. That this is something that they used in the actual GR and they just moved it in.
At least the headrest. Because I think the seat, it's its own like proprietary seat, this one.
Yeah. I do like the red accents though. But I always wonder, do they keep the red accents when you change the body color?
And from what I remember, yes.
It's always red.
It's also worth noting that the white pearl crystal shine is 15,000 pesos more expensive than this one.
Oh, the white one. Oh,
yeah.
White pearl is always a premium.
Yeah. Always has. Yeah.
But this one comes in at 1,020,000 pesos.
Yeah.
So
but
it's
so
the
how
only
much is
Vios
the G
to breach the 1M line.
So the G is like below $1 million. The Vios G.
The G is 970.
Okay. So not bad. For 50,000 pesos more, you get all this body kit and detail and.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Oh.
This is the best Vios that you can buy right now, and it's got everything. It's got all the safety. It's got Android Auto and Apple CarPlay.
Yeah, and correct me if I'm wrong, guys. Like starting today, like all Vioses from the XE onwards up to the GR Sport, they all now come with Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, right? We were told.
Everything besides their base model, yes.
Yeah, the J.
Yeah.
So also like this is the instrument cluster. Like the moment I stepped in the Vios GR Sport, I'm like, you know what? It looks very familiar. And here, this is the one of the 86.
Yeah.
This is the one of the GR Sport. Oh wait, where are you? There you go.
Lost it. Yeah.
So
you can definitely see similarities.
You
can definitely see where they're going or where they want to go with the design.
Yeah.
And I think it works though. It's very clear. It's very legible. It's a high resolution screen, even though it's pretty small.
With the
but
red
still,
needles.
Yeah, good balance. A good balance between analog and digital.
Yeah.
I like for once I really liked it. Look at that, man. Yeah, so that's like the ins and outs of the. Wait, and the 10-speed auto.
The CVT.
Yeah, the CVT.
10-speed
It's interesting
CVT.
that they're marketing it as a 10-speed CVT because that really doesn't make any sense. My guess is that on manual mode, 10 speeds are accessible. That's my guess.
Yeah.
Well, I think
it's
the whole
an odd choice.
Yeah. Well, Paul and I were discussing this, and more brands are adding the word speed to the CVT. It might be a marketing thing, but in reality, when we didn't have those somewhat other us, right? And we did get that feeling of springiness. So okay. Anyway, we were discussing with Paolo the whole fact that nowadays people are adding number of speeds to a CVT, which is a non-speed system. But in reality, when we didn't have those speed bumps or jumps, we felt that the transmissions were often too rubber bandy anyway. So it might mean that there are particular jumps that the engineers find are most needed. Let's say a jump from second to third. If you kick down from third to second, you're requesting more power, and the best way to provide that is by making a big jump on the CVT. So that's possible. But anyway, so basically, Chris, you said something that this is both you, Chris, and Nick said that this is the top of the line Vios right now, and it's also somewhat of a bargain given that you're adding X amount of money and getting all this stuff.
Yeah, I'd say so. Because for if jumping from the G to the GR Sport is only 50,000 pesos more, but you get really nice wheels, really nice body kit, the seats, and
it's a bang for the buck upgrade.
Yeah.
And even
considering
aesthetics.
and considering, for example, if you want to buy the body kit outside or a body kit outside, the chance of you financing it is a lot less compared to if you buy it from Toyota with financing.
Well, let's ask Francis. Francis, if you were to buy new wheels, new bumpers, aftermarket wheels, aftermarket bumpers, aftermarket seat fabric, and stitching for the shift knob, how much do you think? How much would you estimate that would cost?
It would cost way more than 50,000 pesos. It would cost way more than 50,000. I mean, just the average price of the 17-inch wheel and tire combination right now, the cheapest one I guess would cost you would set you back at around 30 to 40,000. That's a brand new wheel and tire combination. I mean, just that alone is just cost as much. And then you have the body kit. Aside from the body kit, you also have to have it painted pa, diba? And that's just the body kit. You have the rear spoiler and stuff. And even the interior, I mean, the cost of seats just alone, it's way going to cost you more than 50,000 pesos. So I agree that it's a bang for the buck upgrade.
So also, everyone else raising their eyebrows at 50,000, there you go. I mean, it's
That's the value of the car later on, diba? Because it's a GR Vios, GR-S Vios. So it's a bang for the buck, really. I agree.
Okay, so basically what this answers is if people are looking at the Vios and they want the top of the line, this is it. It doesn't sacrifice anything other than you might argue that it sacrifices ride does it sacrifice ride because of the size of the wheels? Is that
not?
It doesn't. Okay.
Not significant.
Okay, so basically this is the top of the line. It will not alienate any Vios buyers who want this particular level of comfort, efficiency, affordability, and so on. But it just gives them a little bit more. It also is Toyota's introduction of the Gazoo Racing family more officially into the country, and they have said that they expect more to come in. They will be continuing racing with the Vios Cup as of what they said a week ago.
Yes.
I have a question on that.
Yes.
Will they be using the GR Sport body kit on the
No, that's what I
cars?
was going to say. What I was saying was that they have confirmed as of last week that they will continue with real racing later this year, and that they will not be forcing the people who bought Vios last year to upgrade, because it's just not an intelligent thing to do. It's not fair to the guys who bought the cars and have not been able to run them for a year. So they will keep the old body. They will not be requiring new bodies, and there's no point to them right now anyway. So
hopefully we get to see the new bodies though. I'd like to see
no, this is the new body is what they're saying. So they're not requiring this if you're going to go Vios Cup racing. So that's all part of the commitment. And there will be they are adding merch to all this. Okay, so you're going to get Gazoo Racing stuff. So for the fanboys in us, and we know who we are, we're going to get more gear. We're going to get more stuff. We're going to get more toys to buy and play with. Frankly, the Vios is a best-selling car for a reason. This addition to the family is a welcome one, and Toyota is honestly chomping at the bit to tell us what it is they will officially do next. So we shall see. But generally, we found this a pretty cool car. We enjoyed it. You guys enjoyed it. I didn't drive it. So thank you very, very much. First of all, thank you, Toyota, for actually doing this, for actually making the commitment to Gazoo Racing in the Philippines. We really appreciate it. To the TRD fanboys among us, we're going to go, but we also like Gazoo as well, especially from Le Mans. So thank you very, very much, everyone. This has been Cars Casually and the Toyota Vios GR Sport from Gazoo Racing. This has been Chris. This has been Nix. This has been Francis. This has been Paulo. This has been G. I am Carl. Thank you very much for joining us. See you on the road. Stay safe, stay well, and be kind. Thank you very, very much. Oh, and check us out on Spotify.
See you, everybody.
Bye,
See you,
everyone.
everybody.
Bye, guys.
Bye.